Welcome back to another episode of the TPT podcast. I'm about to break down the Denver Broncos versus Kansas City Chiefs. My thoughts going into the playoffs.
65 toss power trap. That might pop wide open, Rats.
So it's almost that time of year, everybody. It's almost real Kansas City Chiefs football, the playoffs. And a couple things before the Chiefs get into playoff mode we have to talk about on today's show. First, I want to start off is we got the official TPT podcast hoodie. It's looking great. Probably have some of these out later this postseason, so we'll be on the lookout for that. We got a TPT podcast hoodie. It looks phenomenal. That being said, Sunday's game had some concerns. This is not going to be a Super Bowl winning team, the path we're on right now. And you guys may be sitting there saying, "Oh, Jaden, you're just negative. You're just a negative Chiefs fan. You're a negative podcast." I'm not being negative. Is this a team that can do it? Yes, they can get the Super Bowl. But the path they're on right now, absolutely not. I don't think you can beat a Bengals team making the mistakes you do. I don't think you can beat a Bills team making the mistakes you do. You can maybe get past a Chargers team, a Dolphins team if they make the playoffs, a Patriots, whoever, Ravens, Jacksonville, those type of teams you can get by making the type of mistakes we've been making. Harrison Butker has been a bad kicker this year. I don't think he's a bad kicker, but he's had a bad season. Terrible season. The first kick was on Tommy Townsend, the PAT. The second kick, I'm going to have to take a deeper dive into it, but it looks like that was just Harrison Butker. Laces facing outward, ball down, and it either got tipped, which I thought it got tipped initially because of the rotation of the ball, or he just flat out missed that thing. And I think our offense, there's guys that need to step up more. What happened to Juju Smith-Schuster? Either they're going away from Juju Smith-Schuster because they want to save him for the playoffs, or they just have gone away from Juju Smith. I don't understand it at all. So I think he needs to get more involved in the offense, get him rolling a little bit more, and they'll be fine. But overall, it has been very sloppy wins for the Chiefs last couple of weeks. Denver's a 4-11 team. I don't care if they're a division rival. I don't care. You go in to a team, you don't go in cocky, but you go in with the confidence. This team is 4-11. We're 11-4. This team is 4-11. You go in and you smash them. You leave no doubts. These last two games probably should have been fourth quarter Chad Henne games. This Raiders game better damn well be a Chad Henne game by the fourth quarter. You're playing against the god-dang Raiders who benched their starting quarterback. You got Jarrett Stidham back there. I don't care if Jarrett Stidham threw for 300-plus yards versus the god-dang 49ers. I really don't. I don't care if he played well in his last game. They lost. Because why? The Raiders are not a good team. I'm sick of the Chiefs playing with these teams that they're clearly better than, and it's the fourth quarter, and we're still playing around with these teams. Take over the game, punch them in their mouth, and be done with it. Wipe your hands clean. There's no reason they should struggle with this Raiders team next week. Yeah, they have Devontae Adams and a couple playmakers. I don't give a dang. You guys should beat the Raiders, and you should beat them bad because you're better than them. You are much much better than them. The world's better than them. So I want to see the Chiefs go out there and really prove something this last week before the playoffs start, and they can show everybody that they're a for real playoff team. Because right now, it is not looking like that. Do I think they can get in the playoffs and flip a switch? Possibly. Possibly they can. But they got to start doing it right now. And it starts with beating the brakes off this Raiders next week. Because I was still disappointed. I had the Chiefs winning big this last week. I thought the Broncos were going to lay down a little bit, and they did it. They didn't. So the Chiefs need to have a full game finish, a full game. How does that start? Your rookie corners have to step it up. Have to step it up. Trent McDuffie's playing fine. You're starting to get your rookie George Karlaftis playing beautiful football. We talked about it last time. But this takes more accountability on the defensive side of the ball. If the offense isn't wheeling and dealing, then you know you're in for a long game. You know you are. If the offense isn't clicking on all cylinders, and Harrison Butker isn't playing good, because the special teams have been just bad. Kick returning. We had a fumble with Kadarius Toney. I mean, it's just these little things that can cost you a playoff game. Versus the Bills, versus the Bengals, versus the 49ers, versus the Eagles. These little things that can cost you, in the end, turning over the ball, missing field goals, dropping passes. They need to be dialed in on a whole new different level. Because when the Chiefs are at their game, and some teams when they're at their game, you can still beat them. When the Chiefs are at their game, they are on. It is hard to beat a Chiefs team when they're clicking. Kelsey's clicking. Juju's doing his thing. Everyone knows their role. It's hard to beat them. It really is. In the running game, Jerick McKinnon is a touchdown machine. Pacheco is scoring touchdowns. So you got them playing well now. You got your running backs going. Now it's like all of a sudden you need to get your receivers going. The running backs play well, the receivers don't play well. Sky Moore, I think, was in the doghouse a little too long these last couple of weeks. Yes, he had a drop pass this week, but he also had some catches and some nice runs. So good to see Sky Moore out there. I would really, really love to see McCole Hardman back because I think they would be at full strength, ready to go. So a couple of guys got dinged up, but I'm not concerned about the injuries too much. But the Chiefs need to really, because if the offense is clicking, you don't have to worry so much about the defense. But if the offense isn't, you're concerned that the defense is not going to be good enough to get it done versus a top-tier team. Even a team like the Chargers with receivers that are, I like to call, go-getter receivers. Sometimes you have body catchers and you have receivers that are go-getter receivers. They have go-getter receivers. They will moss you. Absolutely moss you. So the level of the play, my most concern is the backside of this defense. All right, guys, we're going to do something similar to what we did on Friday. It is the Around the League time. So now we're going to go around the league, talk about some of the games that transpired this week in the NFL. Starting off with the Monday night game. The reason why I'm going to talk about this Monday night game first is because it's big implications for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Bills fall to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Kansas City Chiefs will be the first seed in the AFC West going into the 3 o'clock game versus the Las Vegas Raiders. But if the Bills beat the Bengals, then they would still be the 1 seed. We'd have to see if the Patriots the week prior could beat, or excuse me, the following week could beat the Buffalo Bills. So I think the Bengals can get it done tonight. Bills are at Cincinnati. I think they can get it done. I think they'll win by a field goal. And if the Bengals do win, the Bengals still have an opportunity to get the first seed. The Bengals will play, I think it is, let's see real quick, who they play the week following. If they win this week versus Buffalo, then they would play the Ravens the week after. So if they beat the Ravens the week after and the Chiefs lose to the Raiders, then the Bengals would be the first seed. So there's a lot of first seed talk in this Monday night game tonight at 8:30 versus the Buffalo Bills in Cincinnati. Moving on to some of the other games. The 49ers ended up beating the Raiders in overtime. The Packers, like I thought they would, mollywopped the Minnesota Vikings. Chargers beat the Rams. The Steelers actually beat the Ravens. That was a surprise to me. I did not watch all of that game. I did not think they would beat them that badly. So those are some of the later games. Then you had the Jags win versus the Texans 31-3. Browns got the win over the Commanders. I think they would have been a playoff team if they had Deshaun Watson earlier in the year. Lions are a playoff team right now. Next week, a game is you win and you're in for the Packers. All the way from the dead for the Packers. If they beat the Lions, they go into the playoffs. But if the Lions beat them, the Lions are in. So it's a win and you're in playoff game this upcoming Sunday. Chiefs beat the Broncos. We already went through that. And another game where I had the Panthers winning. They almost did. They fall to the Buccaneers 24-30. Bucks are going to the playoffs. Colts versus Giants. Giants absolutely steamroll the Colts. Saints, Eagles. Saints win. Eagles could be in trouble with the first seed, but the Vikings end up losing, so that helps the Eagles. Patriots are now in the playoffs. Dolphins, smell you later. You're now out looking in, trying to look in and get into the playoffs. Cowboys versus Titans. Cowboys got that done. And then the Cardinals fall to the Falcons. So it was a good week for football this week. This was our Around the NFL edition on the TPT podcast. We talked about what could transpire tonight with the Chiefs getting the first seed. So let's see how it all goes down tonight on Monday Night Football. Another thing I want to mention, I'm going to be live streaming the game tonight on my YouTube and on my TikTok. So make sure you guys tune in on Monday night at 7:45. I'm going to be live streaming, and we're going to go over the whole game if the Chiefs can get the first seed. But I'll see you guys next time on the TPT podcast. Broke down a little bit of the Broncos game, and what the Chiefs need to do to be better in the playoffs. Again, be on the lookout for some TPT merch. Make sure you guys go hit up Jaden's jerseys. A lot of NFL gear out now for the playoffs, so make sure you guys check that out. Hope you guys have a happy new year and conquer all your goals into this New Year's. And let's get it done and go Kansas City Chiefs.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media, and check out our videos each week.